Hi all, welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you again, and once again thanks for joining me. Join me today in the industrial landscape of Blanavon here in South Wales, and I've come here specifically today because a friend of mine, Tim Clay, he sent me a roll of expired Ilford FP4 film. Now this film expired in January 1996, and around that time, I don't know about you, but I was preparing for my GCSEs, ready to leave school and be released into the big bad world. But I come down to this man-made landscape, which you see behind me, because I think black and white is going to suit all the lines and all the curves of this landscape quite well. Like I said, it's man-made. This is a World Heritage Site, and it's credited with being the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution back in the 1800s. So all what you see here is a result of the industrial processes from back then. So we had coal mines up here, we had ironworks up here, and this is what the result is. It's absolutely amazing to see nature claiming this landscape back. And yeah, I'm gonna have a good wander around. Come and join me, and let's go have some fun with some expired film. So the first composition I found is what looks at the front of an old quad bike. This area is used extensively by off-road bikers and what have you. It's the front of a quad bike. It's just they've obviously crashed it and just dumped it here. But yeah, I think it makes a little bit of an interesting photograph when you look at the landscape behind it as well. I mean, in fact, I don't think you can see it over there. We've got Pen y Fan, tallest peak in South Wales, 883 meters, give or take. But yeah, a couple of puddles behind it, a couple of tracks here providing some leading lines, and like I said, we've got the Brecon Beacons then just behind it as well. So I'm going to set the camera up and I'm going to take this image. So the general rule of thumb with expired film is you overexpose by a stop for every 10 years. Now this is nearly 25-year-old, so I've taken my meter reading, and I'm not going to overexpose by 2 stops. So the exposure value it's given me is 15, which gives me 125th of a second at f8. So I'm going to overexpose by 2 stops. So if I change my exposure value on the Hasselblad to 13, that's 2 stops brighter, and that'll allow me to get the image I want. So I've got my focus set, I've got my shutter speed set. I'm going to flick up the mirror and take the photograph. As I've been making my way across the landscape here, I've come across this building behind me here, which you can see is, I think it was an old wash block for when this was a colliery. And I just find the juxtaposition of this building in the middle of all this landscape with the Brecon Beacons in the background, I just like that image. And you've got the television antenna then in the background as well, and that just sort of adds to the industrial sort of feel of this image. So I've gone handheld on this because I can't quite get the angle I want using the tripod. Sadly, with the Hasselblad you look down through the viewfinder, so you don't look through it like that, so I'm sort of limited to where, or the height I can have the camera at. I'm just lazy and didn't bring out my my prism viewfinder. That's all that is. So I've taken some meter readings for the building and a little area shadow there, and it's given me an exposure value of 13. So take 2 stops off that. I've got settings of f8 at 1/60th of a second. This is going to be in the bottom left hand corner, and then we've got Sugarloaf Mountain up in the top right. I'm just going to check my focus one last time, and I'm happy with that. It's a very, very tight crop, but let's take the photograph. Here we go, lovely. Do you know what? I've lived in this area all my life, and I've never come up this far to explore. I'm finding abandoned buildings in the middle of this landscape. This is the one I just took the photograph of, just down the way. That looks like it used to be part of a chimney. And then we've got this block behind us, and this fence post running all the way over to the other side of the hill there. So I'm going to head on over there, I think, and have a good explore. There we go. I've had a good wander around this landscape today. I've actually found it difficult to get images, A, because it's the wrong time of day, it's midday now, but I think coming around here and having a good old wander around has allowed me to explore and pick out potential compositions which I can always come back to at a later date when the light's a lot better. So I'm going to take this roll of film back home. I'm going to develop it now. Fingers crossed there's some images on there, and if not, this video is going to stay on my hard drive and no one's ever going to see it. But if I did get some images, you would have seen them by now, and I'd appreciate it if you could leave a little comment down below to let me know what your experiences are of shooting expired film, and if there's anything I could do differently if I get myself a roll of expired film next. I'd also be most grateful if you could smash that like button and give us a subscribe as well. I've got a lot more planned for this channel in the future, and I'd like you to come along with me. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.